What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Let's get right into it. So, there's a recent interview with Leo Santa Cruz on Fight Hype. So, shout out to Fight Hype. I will put the link in the description. Make sure you check it out. And I want to talk about some things he said in that interview. It was a good interview, very short. So, just like I said, check it out. It's not long. And in the interview, Leo Santa Cruz brought up something. He was talking about potential fights, a fight with Guillermo Rigondeaux, fights with Abner Mares. And basically, from what he was saying, it sounds like an Abner Mares fight is more realistic for 2015. He says he might make that fight happen, or that fight might happen by May. You know what I mean? So spring, summer of 2015. He says as far as Rigondeaux, and this is what I've been telling you. See, the thing with Al Haymon is this. For the fighters, he's great because for minimal risk, they can fight whoever and still make a shitload of money. You know what I mean? So he leverages and works out these fights in the fighter's favor so they can make, by signing with Al Haymon, that's why he's so powerful and that's why so many people sign, because he really takes care of their career. Now, from the fans' perspective, it could be a little bit of the opposite because I'm not Leo Santa Cruz. You guys aren't Leo Santa Cruz. So you could give a fuck about his bank account, how much money he has. You are a boxing fan. I am a boxing fan. So we want to see competitive fights. We want to see the best available matches. And Rigondeaux has openly called out Leo Santa Cruz, and in my honest opinion, I don't think Leo Santa Cruz is afraid. And you could tell in this interview, I think he has that tough Mexican heart where he wants to fight Rigondeaux. However, the powers that be, and due to his situation, he's kind of forced to fall back because you have an advisor, someone you're paying a percentage of your salary to give you the best advice and decisions. It's just like going to court. Why would you hire an attorney if you don't trust them? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you just represent yourself? And I think a lot of these fighters are in that situation. So you got Peter Quillen dropping his belt, Keith Thurman turning down millions of dollars with Rock Nation, Leo Santa Cruz, who saying he wants to fight Rigondeaux because he's talking too much. And these fights aren't happening, and they probably won't happen when we want them to happen based on politics. And I hate that, man. That's one thing I fucking hate about this sport is always politics. Like I said, Al Haymon's great for the fighters. I don't know the motherfucker. I don't know him, so I don't have any personal beef with him. I want to see the best fighting the best. And if Rigondeaux says he wants that action with Leo Santa Cruz and Leo Santa Cruz wants it, make that fight happen. Who cares if someone takes an L? Someone's bound to take an L unless it's a draw, which rarely happens in boxing. So you know someone's going to take a loss. Anytime you step in the ring, that's one of the chances that the fighter that you represent or whatever can take a loss. And I think they just view Rigondeaux as a huge threat. We've seen how he looked against Donaire. It's a harder fight for Leo Santa Cruz, who doesn't have that type of experience. I'm not saying he can't beat him. I definitely wouldn't favor him. And I know people on Team Santa Cruz as well as Team Rigondeaux, so that's not an issue. I'm neutral with that. I like both fighters, and I've told you, if you do your homework, don't say no stupid shit. Do your homework on my channel. I've given praise to both of these fighters. So I give it to you real. Like I tell you my honest opinion. I don't see Leo Santa Cruz beating Rigondeaux, but, you know what I mean, he could make it interesting. He's a volume guy. He's a vicious body puncher. He's perhaps a little bit bigger than Rigondeaux naturally. He's like real long and lengthy in terms of his reach. So I would want to see the fight just because I'd rather see someone like Leo Santa Cruz, who's a warrior, vicious body puncher, and we know is not going to necessarily, quote-unquote, give up, and he's young. You know what I'm saying? He's been looking good in recent fights. I'd rather see an attrition volume puncher like that against Rigondeaux just to see how he fares against that style. You know what I mean? Someone's going to cut off the ring on him, dig to the body, and that kind of stuff. I have speculation on what would happen, but all of that don't mean shit until the fight actually happens. So despite anything else, I have who I would pick in that fight and why I would pick them, but I just want to see it because I could be wrong. I could be dead on like I have been in some of my past predictions. So, man, I hope Al Haymon 2015 shapes up and he starts making some of the fights we want to see. And like I said, Rigondeaux wants it. Santa Cruz wants it. Make the fucking fight. Leo Santa Cruz did have a little bit of a verbal jab at Rigondeaux. He basically said Rigondeaux is going to run all night, so it's not going to be that entertaining for the fans because he comes to fight and Rigondeaux's going to run. I mean, I don't agree with the whole running thing. I think Rigondeaux shows a lot of finesse and he does create movement. That's up to your opponent to figure all that shit out. You know what I mean? That's your job to, if you're a detective, Your job is to solve the murder mystery. Use the clues that are evident. You know what I'm saying? Oh, blood splatter. Oh, there's a weapon. There's some fingerprints. And you solve the crime. It's not up to the killer to let you know and come into the police station and confess. That's what you get paid the big bucks for. You're a detective. Figure it out. So I feel the same way with these fighters. You're the fighter. You're up against an opponent in your weight class. Figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Figure out what it is. If he's running, find a way to Triple G the situation and cut off the ring. You know what I mean? Like, notice Triple G, who I think is one of the best fighters that cuts off the ring out of the notable big name fighters. And Triple G don't make no excuses. Granted, he's had some limited competition, but no matter what style he's been in with, whether it's a herky-jerky guy like Daniel Gill, Matthew Macklin, whether it's Adama, whether it's Marco Antonio Rubio, who can crack and was on some win streak and stuff, it doesn't matter. Curtis Stevens, it doesn't matter. All these dudes they're getting done the same way in the end. So I don't buy the whole running. I think that's more of a cop out, but that's just my personal opinion. I want to see this fight. Leo Santa Cruz, Rigondeaux. Who wins? Let me know what you guys think. Who do you want to see Leo Santa Cruz fight next? Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.